The Krawlers. The Krawlers stand by. And they surrender. Next duel. Do they surrender? Or do they fall prey to the Krawler? Do they flee to fight another day? Or do they get fed to the Krawlers? Another rage quit. Why are people so intimidated by Krawlers? I know it's annoying to deal with, but holy shit. That's a bit too loud. Yeah, pawn after activating that. And what do? They automatically surrendered. Oh man, bro. My other videos saying all that. Of course, my other duels here. But the question is, why are Krawlers so good? Let's look. Yu-Gi-Oh! Why are Krawlers so underrated? Fellow Krawler players. Countless hours. Let's make the Krawler archetype less terrible. However, I feel that the deck may unfortunately remain trapped in the fringes of Yu-Gi-Oh! Society. Tell that to the deck that I made, that people surrender to. But the question still remains: why is it so good? I mean, I know it's good, but why is it so good? What is the tier on it? What is the tier for Krawlers? Is the Krawler that good? It's like, I don't know. Is it good? And the Krawlers are undisputed tier 0. It can be tier 0, depending on like how it's made. If you have good support, like Verdant's Sanctuary, layer wire for popping the opponent's monsters in their field to protect your monsters from being destroyed by banishing one of your insects from the grave to activate it. And there's also, of course, pawns, which is the main card for the archetype to keep flipping the monsters face up, face down, face up, face down, and back and forth, back and forth. Shadow. World Legacy and Shadow is also really good too. There's a reason for it. They just look. World Legacy and Shadow. This has all Krawler monsters on the field gain 300 attack and defense. It might not be much, but combined with like monster cards like Krawlers and the other Link monsters, it can be pretty beefy. Because then it'll just give him an extra 300 attack and defense. Which which will be pretty beefy, especially with cards like Dea's X-Crawler, which is the main floodgate, preventing monsters from, well, monster effects from your opponent's field from being activated. They automatically get negated, so it keeps your crawlers from being destroyed. But the monster effects are like, eh. The spells and traps will still work, but the monster effects don't. But the spells and traps, they still like pop off your crawlers that are, as long as they're face up, their effects will still activate. The cards, like their effects, activate either when they're banished, sent back to the hand, or sent to the graveyard. But their effects do not activate when they're shuffled back into the deck. I mean, it would be cool if it did, though. But yeah. X-Crawler Neuragos. X-Crawler Neuragos is pretty good, too. It's a link to Insect Earth attribute monster. And it's one of the other boss monsters, which, of course, increases your crawlers that it's pointed to with have 300 attack and defense, prevent them from being destroyed, and any battle damage they inflict to your opponent is doubled. And then just like Krawlers and what's the other one? I literally forgot what it was called. But the other one. If I find it. Synaphysis. That one, they all have a common effect. That is, once it's destroyed, special summon 2 crawlers from your graveyard onto the field in face down defense position. So no matter what, you'll always have 2 extra crawlers out on the field to back you up. There's another good card, Crusadia Krawler. Crusadia Krawler is good for, like, if you summon it in a link zone. Like if it's summoned in a link zone that it points to, then yeah, you can add 1 World Legacy card from your deck straight to your hand, which might not seem like much, but it's big. It's huge, especially when you want those World Legacy cards like Lance or Armor to your hand for additional crawler or link monster buffs, like advantages. And cards like World Legacy and Shadow and World Legacy Survivor, which definitely helps out the crawlers as much as possible. And also with Nightmare Griffin, you can summon it. And if this is in the graveyard, you can, well, and if Nightmare Griffin summoned to a monster, as link points to, discard a card, and immediately after it resolves, you set 1 spell trap from the graveyard to the field, but it cannot be activated that turn. You have to wait next turn, or during your opponent's turn, which is where Crusadia Krawler comes in. You can summon that in a free zone that it points to, which is like right underneath it, so that you can keep bringing out your World Legacy cards with ease, no problem. But the thing is, you have to keep it, but you have to, and of course Soma decreases level by either 2 or 4, and the amount of levels lowered, you special summon that money. Like if it's lowered by 2, you special summon 1 crawler, and then if you lower it by 4, summon 2. But yeah, this deck is insane. I don't know why it doesn't see many plays, but it is an insane deck, I'm telling you. No wonder people surrender by it. They rage quit. It is undisputedly one of the best flip effect archetypes in the game. But anyway, guys, that's it for this video. And I'll see you in another video. But if you like this, subscribe, smash the like button. I'll see you all later in the next one. Goodbye.